Hey guys, Rich here. This is Brick Scene. Look, today we're going to be doing a video that we kind of have done before, but a lot has happened since that last one that we're going to do it all again, essentially. So look, today is going to be my second city update, but we kind of have to do everything that we did last time again because what has happened in between is winter came, the garage became a horrible place to work, and I ended up changing a bunch of stuff around. So look, we've had to set everything up again, but I'm much happier with what I've got to play with this time. So look, let's get straight into it. Okay, so first let me remind you of the space that we're working with here. It is, of course, my double garage. I did have it split in two, so down the center line here, I actually had all this shelving with all the Bricklink store stuff, so that it did split the garage in two. I had this old car, which is still here. This is a project car I've had for many years. That is still there. That was actually over this side when I did my video last year. So anyway, as you can probably see, here is where the city is set up. We're on the same table, so on this 3.6 by 1.2 meters. I have started placing out everything kind of where I'm thinking it's going to be. It is, of course, open to negotiation, and I dare say we probably will change some things up as we go along. I can almost guarantee it. What I've also done here is set up a second, well, it's just the base of a table. I'm thinking of using maybe a door or something like that, something with a bit of length that I can add onto the side of the table there. Maybe I'm thinking fairground or something like that. But look, let's dive into how I'm planning on putting it all together anyway. I've always wanted, the Ninjago City, the gardens and the docks all together on one side with some sort of water thing here. Disregard the fairground mixer. This is going to be an edge, a little bit more road, a footpath, and some bridges over onto what is essentially something that's an area that's in underwater. So I'm looking forward to building that. Maybe we'll put some, I don't know, statues or monuments or some gardens or something like that along there, since the footpath will be a little bit wider. So anyway, look, as you can see, what I'm doing is giving myself an extra 4 studs between the road and my modulars. That's mainly so I can, widen the roads for a start. And if I'm not going to widen the roads, then I'm going to probably add in things like car parks or, I don't know, a bike lane maybe along one of the roads or something like that. Now you can see there's a lot of gaps in here as well, so I'll talk you through all that. All these gaps are spoken for in one way or another, so I do have something to fill all these gaps. Where we don't have anything yet, and it's all a bit open for up for discussion, is this area down here. I do want to try and incorporate diagonal alleys somehow. I'm happy to have it open back like that at one of the ends. My kids like to play with it, so having it open backed at the end of the table like that kind of works for me. But anyway, look, let's get down. We'll start at this side. So what I've got here is the police station, and the space next to it I am saving for the hotel, the boutique hotel. I will definitely be grabbing that. So that's going to go in there next to that police station. Down here, funnily enough, we couldn't think what we actually wanted to put in there. So I'm thinking maybe a pub or bar, some sort of eatery with a studio office on top, something that, I can put myself in my own city. Next to that, I'm going to have either the greengrocer or the pet shop. And on the other side there will either be the greengrocer or pet shop. Probably more likely the pet shop, because I've got a couple of green buildings next to each other there. The diner is one of those buildings, got a big post in the way there, probably use it for lighting or something, but the diner is one of those sets that kind of works on the corner. So what I've done with this road, as you can see it's a bit uneven, is I'm actually going to put a footpath along next to this side, and then of course widen the road like I have everywhere else. I quite like the haunted house in the middle of the city. It's kind of cathedral-like, it's like one of those things. It's an old house. It's an old building. It was probably one of the first ones there in a city. But having that wider footpath there means I can put buskers and maybe little markets or something along that main street, maybe even some car parks or something like that. And because this is the city center again, I felt that the Grand Emporium was there. Needs to go there, sorry. I do need to still build the shop bit back on there as well. And this is what I've been building recently. I haven't finished it yet, but I thought I'd put it in place just so that we can have a look. We've got the bugle in there. I think it's going to look good in the center as well. A bit of height to sort of go with the height of this as well. Coming along this side, of course, assembly square and the brick bank. So let's go around the other side. So yeah, coming around this side, like I said, next to the police station, I think we'll get the boutique hotel in there, and then yeah, maybe the greengrocer next to it. I'm not entirely sure yet. Again, this is something we can discuss at some point. This one kind of lends itself to being on a bit of a corner because of that open area there. I think it might look kind of good looking down onto maybe some, like I say, maybe make this a bit of an entertainment street with I don't know, some buskers or, you know, I don't know, some sort of street entertainment anyway, because I'm making it a little bit wider. Now, this gap here, because I've got a 1.5 base plate modular there with the assembly square, I kind of needed to even it up on this side somewhat somehow. So I'm thinking the Ghostbusters Firehouse, it should look really, really good. Another old looking building, so it should be in the center of the city as far as I'm concerned. You know, and it's got a corner piece as well with those traffic lights, so I think it'll look good there. I do need to do some work to the back of Ghostbusters headquarters because it has got those hinges on there. I'm thinking of replacing them with pins so you can pull the sections off rather than having them swing open, because the hinges will not you know, marry up too well with the back of that building. So anyway, next to that we've of course got the detective's office, and I think that building always looks really good next to the corner garage. Coming around onto the street, so it's the bookstore, and then of course into the brick bank. Now this area here, I'm not entirely sure what to do with it. I'm thinking a low-level shopping precinct. I've got a few of these little city facade things that I can probably build up. I've got the Quickie Mart as well. So maybe something low, and then of course, you know, maybe put the park. Maybe I'm thinking maybe this garden's in the middle or something like that, and have the road going around. Not entirely sure yet, but that's where I'm up to with that part. So now, the only other thing that I really, really want to make sure I include in here, and you can see I've sort of started looking at doing it in here, is we do get all the space on the inside of the modulars when we have them, you know, in a square like this. So in here I'm going to have 1.5 base plates. So what I'm thinking of doing is just backing on wherever it kind of works. I don't want to have anything that's going to be open, but wherever any of these little buildings are able to be backed onto something. If not, I'll create backs of them, but then sort of just create a little sort of courtyard sort of type in the area in there. Maybe even put a little skate park in there or something like that as well. I'm not entirely sure yet. Again, something we'll look at as we go through it. So yeah, that's what it is. This is where I'm up to. You know, we've definitely got the space. I think we can come up with a pretty decent city in this space. The first thing I obviously need to do is order a ton of stuff to create these roads and make these roads a little bit better. I'm going to put all the modulars onto plates, just to get rid of the actual base plates, and that way that'll allow me to use bricks or plates just to level them up a little bit and you know, make them sort of so that we have a curb next to the road. So look, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with it. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do, and it looks fairly empty at the moment, but you know, it's all cleaned up and it's all ready to go. So we can only start filling it up from here. So I'm pretty happy with that. Another option I was thinking about is this Ninjago City area. Maybe we could, you know, lose a little bit of that space down the other end in order to create a bit more of a water area down along here, in order to get, you know, maybe a couple of boats or something like that. I'm not entirely sure yet. It's something that, you know, maybe we can do later, if we decide that, you know, that's what we're going to do. But yeah, looking over it, I think it's going to be quite good. Unfortunately, this space is a little bit empty, but we'll start filling it up sooner or later. And yes, I think the best idea here is probably a door. It's going to be 6 foot by, what, 3.5 foot wide, 4 foot wide. We'll be able to get a lot on it. It'll be nice and sturdy. The height should be about right to take it up to that table. If not, we can figure that out. The legs go up and down on the table there. So yeah, we'll put that in. We'll get the fairground. I've got all the fairground rides. We'll get that in there, and maybe do a big park with maybe the treehouse, flower fruit mountain, something like that. So make it a nice, more natural looking area along with the fairground rides. So look, I can appreciate it's pretty much putting sets on a table at this stage. Now, over the next few weeks, I am definitely going to be building some more sets to put on said table, but it is going to start getting interesting after that once we start doing a lot of stuff to the road, start building some parks, and just giving the whole thing some character. So, look, I hope to do these a lot more frequently than I have been. Stay tuned. Thanks for checking this out. Appreciate it. I'll see you next time.